Goals, y'all.
Goals.
Is that music? Boom. Hey everyone, welcome to Flavor Talk with the BBQ Pro Shop Factory team. I'm co-host Brian Neal, aka Mr. Freak of Smoke Freaks.
And I'm Ann Neal, aka Ms. Freak, and together we are the tongues and testers behind the flavor guide at BBQ Pro Shop, the world's first seasonings decoder and buying guide. Joining us is our partner in flavor going all the way back to 2019, Jeff Belmonte, owner of BBQ Pro Shop. What's up, Jeff?
Not a whole lot. Excited to be here with everyone tonight. This is going to be fun.
It is. It's going to be wild because tonight's Flavor Talk is where we welcome Matt Ouverson and Craig Carter of Ace's Wild Barbecue.
Yeah, Matt and Craig are both SCA point champions, and they are the masterminds behind the Ace's Wild brand of flavors. Welcome to Flavor Talk, guys.
How you doing?
Thanks for having us.
We're glad to have you. I think this is our first Flavor Talk in a while where we're sitting in the dark. Usually it's still light outside, but it's that time of year.
Yes, it is.
And with that, I want to give a warm welcome to everyone joining in tonight, either on our live stream or in the future through the magic of streaming. Be sure to drop us comments so we know that you're there. And of course, be sure to post up your questions for Matt and Craig. In fact, tonight, in just a little bit, we're going to do something a little bit different, do a lightning round with these guys, and we'd love to hear your responses as well to some of these questions. But let's jump right into tonight's discussion. We are going to talk about how Craig and Matt got started in barbecue. We're going to dive in on barbecue partnerships in general and how they can fit in when you're building a brand. We're going to talk about the Carnivore Carnival that just happened and will be happening again a year or so from now. And of course, we are going to talk about flavor. So let's start with a few quick intros, and then we'll get into the meat of the discussion, so to speak. Take it away, Ms. Freak.
You really did say meat of the discussion. All right.
So, I said it again.
Said it again. For those that might be meeting you guys for the first time, Matt and Craig, tell us a little bit about what Ace's Wild is all about.
Who's wants to?
Somebody takes it.
Ace's Wild is we built this brand actually coming back from the American Royal one day, and I was talking to Craig about how we could get this thing going, and it took a little while to get a name kind of established and stuff like that. And then we talked about different names that we could use under that subtitle, and we came up with Ace's Wild. And
so what is Ace's Wild? You're a barbecue brand. You sell some, what do you sell?
We have 2 sauces and 4 rubs.
There they are. Look at them.
2 of the 4 rubs are there, but yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 of the 4. There you go. Yep. Awesome. So Matt and Craig, you guys both come from impressive barbecue backgrounds. So going all the way back, what got you all hooked on barbecue in the first place? Tell us a little bit about that.
Go ahead, Craig.
You know what? Tailgating in Arrowhead Stadium got me in barbecue. And a good friend of mine that I went to school with wanted to try it out. My buddy Dwayne Blankenship, and we bought Big Green Eggs was our first cookers, and we learned real quick not to buy Big Green Eggs to go comp cooking in because they're so damn heavy.
Yeah, hard to transport, to say the least.
You were dragging those things down to Arrowhead all the time?
Oh, Arrowhead and competitions, and putting them in the back of our trucks and competitions, and wrapping them in blankets and back seats. And
I gotta know, do you ever have one break on you in transport?
Never had one break.
All right, knocking on wood. Cool.
Never had
All
one
right.
break.
Having grown up in Kansas City, here's what I got to know. Are we talking like the Steve DeBerg days, Todd Backledge days, Steve Bono days? Where are we
Steve
at?
DeBerg, Joe Montana days.
All right, that's a good time. That was a good time. I like
Yeah,
the
it was a good time.
Montana era. And it's always a good time at Arrowhead Stadium parking lot before the game, no matter what, right?
Yep. We'll be out there this upcoming Monday. I've been fortunate to make it out to 3 games this year already. So
Pretty awesome.
Awesome. So Matt, how'd you get hooked into this whole barbecue life in the first place?
I did. I was a committee member for Ducks Unlimited, and they were trying to raise money and for different things. And I said, let's have a barbecue competition. And so we put it out there for KCBS, and Darren from Smoky D's actually showed up, and he was there, and I did it for the first year and hosted it. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to cook. And that was back in 2004. And after that, I did 10 to 15, 20 comps a year, sometimes 30, the more I got on to doing it.
So real quick, do you remember your very first competition cook?
Oh, yeah, it was a nightmare.
What'd you cook? And I was just going to say, how'd it go?
That didn't go very well. I think I was DAL in one and pretty much like probably 5 back on the other ones.
That's dead
Had you
ass
been-
fast for those of you following along.
Yeah.
Had you been barbecuing much in your life before that, or did you just decide to jump right into it and figured it out as you went?
My dad was been in the meat business since I was real young, so I was always around different cooking. I was a chef when I was 18 for a men's club, and I used to cook about 400 steaks on Tuesday night. I did that for about 3 years and dabbled in a little bit of barbecue. Thought I was good, wasn't that good at all. So.
Nice.
How about you, Craig? How'd you get started in barbecue initially? Were you cooking as a little kid or grow up around it or what?
kind of just right out of high school, I fell in love with cooking, watching Food Network, and Emeril Lagasse was kind of my guy that like got me into cooking and rubs and stuff like that. And that's actually where Porky's Palace came from, was 25 years ago, almost 30 years ago, watching Emeril Lagasse.
I was going to say, were you hanging out with him or watching him on TV?
Just watching him on TV. I've met him once.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we all felt like we knew him, though.
That's,
Right,
That's right.
that's one thing about this crazy world of barbecue. It's got to meet some pretty cool people.
That
Yeah,
is
for
sure.
sure.
One of the things that I think is really cool about Aces Wild is about how the two of you kind of joined forces and built something together. And I know we're going to have a lot to talk about right there. But before we do that, I would love to do a really quick lightning round where you each answer the same simple barbecue related question. You guys ready?
Go
Yeah,
for it.
let's get the audience in on this too. So throw your answers up as
I
well.
see Sandy and Eric's on, so this ought to be good.
This ought to be it.
Yeah.
All right. All right. What's your favorite thing to barbecue?
Chicken wings.
Seafood.
And
What
what
outdoor-
outdoor oh, I'll take this one.
Go
What
ahead.
outdoor cooking apparatus do you use the most at home?
Rectech pellet grill.
Tribal fire.
Tribal fire, man, that's bold. Do you name your cookers?
I haven't.
Yeah, I've named one. Double down,
Thumbs down.
Lump or briquette?
because I've won 3 times. I've won 3 times with it, both comps.
Awesome.
So I've doubled down on it 3 times. The same grill.
Right
Love
on.
it. Lump or briquettes?
Briquettes. B&B.
B&B briquettes.
All right. Hey, we got our first same answer there. All right. What is the biggest myth in barbecue that drives you crazy?
Oh boy. I don't have one at the moment. Let me try to think.
Okay. We're moving on.
All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. Go to Smokewood.
Pecan.
I'm a post oak guy.
Post oak guy. All right. Now imagine you're eating chicken wings. Drums or flats?
Flats all the way. I gave the drums away last time.
What about
Flats.
you, Craig? Flats and flats. All right.
Flats all day
All right.
long.
Brisket, point or flat?
Point.
Point.
All right. And now we're down to the last two. Name a favorite barbecue rub not made by you.
Four's Not Out double garlic butter.
Oh, yeah.
Good answer.
I would have to go with double butter garlic and Sterling Smith's Luton Booty Gold.
Nice.
Booty gold.
And finally, a person who influenced you or inspired you the most in barbecue.
I probably got a couple. I'd like to probably thank Darren Worth for getting me into barbecue and really lighting the fire under me to keep going. And Eric Hodson for teaching me a lot about whole hog and stuff like that, because I do have a passion for doing that.
Awesome.
Right on. And with that, we got to get your answer, Craig.
Mine's just a local good friend. I've been friends for 25 years. Brian Landry. We've traveled the country together cooking. He's helped me with caterings, and we also cooked on barbecue together and competed against each other. Started out the Lenexa barbecue years and years ago, and he was a big influence in me getting into barbecue growing up right out of high school.
Right on. And with that, now we know a little bit more about you guys as individuals. And what we're going to do next is dive in and figure out how these two guys from different parts of the Midwest ended up becoming a partnership together under the Aces Wild brand. So let's dig into that a little bit. And not sure who best to take this. Hopefully we can hear a little bit from both of you. We're wondering, what was really the vision that kind of coalesced to cause you guys to want to start a brand, Aces Wild, working together? You know, before you came up with the name and all that, you decided, hey, let's get together and do this.
It was kind of a spur of the moment thing. Go ahead, Craig.
Yeah. No, it was just, it was kind of spur of the moment. And I mean, both of us, he had Wicked Pig and I had Porky's Palace, and have been working on a couple of other ones. And I mean, it's either going to go somewhere or it's not. And with one brand, it's kind of hard to go somewhere, or with one rub. So started developing other products and so forth. So it took a while, had a couple of hiccups here and there, but we made it through it. And
so did this just come up one night? Did this just come up one night drinking at a barbecue competition before, or what? Something you guys have been talking about for a while?
Yeah,
it was on the way
that's
home.
Pretty much when it got brought up was at a comp.
What were you going to say, Matt?
It was on the way home from the American Royal. I think we talked for almost 2 hours on the way home from the American Royal back in 2019.
There you go. Now we know who the company historian's going to be. That's awesome. So what did you guys see in each other that made you think you'd be great partners? Was it all about the products, or was there, more to the relationship that thought, you know what, if we put one and one together, it'll make three?
Craig and my dad were actually friends before we were, and I met Craig through my dad at the American Royal when Craig used to have Ultimate Tailgate, and he was Craig Carter, the party starter. And I used to go over there every once in a while and deliver some meat for him, and that's how I met him. And we were actually on the dark side together, catty corner from each other, and never knew each other. And we were
the dark
right
side.
There.
That's intriguing. What's the dark side?
The dark side is where the party never ends, and the music gets played as loud as it wants all night long. So.
Gotcha. Oh, at the American Royal, right?
Yep.
So is it called that because there's no lights over there, or is it called that just because of what you said?
That they have a light side and a dark side, and the dark side, there was no curfew. On the light side, you had to be quiet by 11 o'clock.
I gotcha. Okay. Where do you think we'd have been, Ann? Light side.
What year? What year?
Craig's been to
2018?
Craig. How many years you been going to the American Wild? Craig, you
I
there?
think Craig's got a lag or something.
Several, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Is it taking you a while to hear what we're saying, Craig? If so, you might
Yeah,
want
it
to
is.
jump off.
You guys went blank for a minute, and now it's fine.
You
What
might
year
want to
did-
jump off and jump back on. Sometimes that'll fix the problem. And in the meantime, we'll talk to Matt about your backgrounds and all of that. So I'm curious, did you guys have different professional backgrounds that lended to adding your stuff together in a partnership or no?
Not really. I mean, we just knew each other as friends, and we had traveled. Craig introduced me to Boar's Night Out, and then we traveled quite a bit together in 2019, right at the get-go, chasing stake points. And we drove to Texas together and Mississippi. We went everywhere. And then Craig kind of fell off a little bit, didn't do as many comps as I did, and I just kept rolling. So.
Right on. Well, I'm sure that every partnership has its growing pains, and things you got to work through as a team to, disagreements, whatever it's been. What's something that you guys have learned about working together in all that time? Like how to make it go smooth or anything?
Just, I mean, listen to each other and, take whatever one says to, really think it through before you make a decision. Don't make a rash decision. I always ask Craig when I want to do something or stuff like that. Make sure that, it's okay. I mean, it's his decision too.
Yeah, just
Right
good
on.
communication.
Oh, good. We still got you. So,
Yep.
Craig, can you talk a little bit about how do you guys divide up the responsibilities for all the things it takes to run a small business? I mean, there's so many elements to it anymore. And I imagine, you guys specialize to some degree.
Yeah, that's I mean, especially living so far apart, it can be difficult sometimes. But yeah, it seems to work so far, and everything seems to flow. And so yeah.
Do you guys divide up responsibilities for things like flavor development or marketing or, shipping and fulfillment? I don't know, all the different things that have to happen.
We got Jeff for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's my
Well, we are definitely going to talk about that stuff too. But let's keep rolling here.
Yeah.
Speaking
Yeah,
of
you guys
partnerships,
are awesome at what you do.
Thank
Yep.
you. Appreciate that.
well, speaking of partnerships, you guys didn't stop at Aces Wild, which I assume is just getting started as a brand. You guys went on to help create something that brings even more people together for a great cause. And I'm referring specifically to the Carnivore Carnival. And for those who haven't heard about it, why don't one of you guys give us the highlights? What is the Carnivore Carnival?
Well, it started with 4 teams in New Orleans, and it was for pediatric brain cancer, and it was a whole hog division. So we put Aces Wild, Boar's Night Out, The Shed, and 3 taxi guys all together, and it's an absolute blast to go down there and do that, and to raise money for the kids. I think our first year we raised $30,000. Right at that, I think that we turned in. So we had different raffles and things like that right there, that picture.
So was the public engaged with this event as it happened? Was this live in front of the public, or I just paint a picture for us of what that was down there in New Orleans?
We sold corn dogs on a stick that were like a pork corn dog. And all that money went towards that. Then there's people walking everywhere. They have live bands that you can go do. It's it's quite the process. They bring in a lot of money. Like I think it's like $4 million every year.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
the
something.
first year we raffled off guns and smokers and all kinds of stuff, and it was a lot of undertaking. A lot goes into it.
That's
More than
incredible.
what you think to raise money.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah, so it's a great charity event for a great cause, and from what I understand, that's evolved a bit since then. And as you guys have just recently completed a big event in Kansas City, tell us a little bit about that, what it was, what the format is, and yeah, just the background on it.
Yeah, it kind of all started a couple years ago. Me and Lambert went to Mexico, and they have a big festival and stuff there. And he was like, "You need to come look at this," and he goes, "We need to do this somewhere." And so it started a couple years ago, getting in the works, and slowly but surely, I was like, "All right, if I'm gonna do this, we just need to figure out a date and do it." And start putting all the teams together and all the fundraising part of it and getting people to come in town. Al Fragoni came in town, Kiki from Guatemala. We had Yoders. We had a bunch of guys, just a bunch of great people there. And like I was telling,
From all the pictures, it looks like you had a good mix of the public being there and kind of milling about. And I understand it was a barbecue competition as well. In fact, it was kind of a multi-headed barbecue competition, right?
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. Along with Al, I mean, Al was doing his thing with the live fire, but Weber had a whole area set up over there where the public could come and actually grill on like 4 or 5 different types of grills. They had Weber's, they had the Travelers, they had the pellet smokers, and it was really cool to see people go in there and interact with the folks from Weber and everything, and Blackstone as well. We had a firefighter firehouse griddle battle where local firefighters came and threw down on the griddles, and that drew a lot of attention and had a really good turnout for that. And those guys loved it. They got to take those Blackstones back to the firehouse and everything. So
it sounds like an absolute blast. Where was this event held?
It was in Platte City, Missouri, just north of the airport.
So, it sounds like we need to put this on our list.
Yeah, I think we should.
It's going to be a good one.
Is there going to be another one? There'll be another one next year.
We're already talking about bringing the history back to Kansas City and possibly taking it down to the West Bottoms and making it a lot more fun and entertaining for everybody. So,
well, it sounds like you got a whole bunch of big names involved, from people like Mark Lambert who are involved with the organizing, and then all these great brands that you had there on site working with the public. Who all else was involved with this, and how do you manage something as big and complex with 4 or 5 different stakeholders running it?
It was a big undertaking, especially with just being in Kansas City. Amy Young, that used to be with Old World Spice, she stepped in and helped with a lot of stuff. I had an ad agency here in town that they're the guys who actually designed the Aces Wild label. I went to them earlier this year and says, "Hey, I need some help."
Yeah.
And they came on board and they were like, "We'll do it. So we kind of rebranded. They really helped rebrand and come up with some cool logos and stuff for the Carnivore Carnival. And it's going to be a huge help, I think, next year with when we go to Hogs for the Cause and stuff like that. And even moving forward for next year's festival here in Kansas City, we've already got all that legwork done. So we got a good solid foundation. And I tell you what, you can't have enough volunteers when you do this stuff.
Yeah.
We tried and tried and tried, and that's our number one thing right now is to start getting volunteers, which I think we did a good job this year, and a lot of people didn't know what to expect. So it helped really putting on a decent show this year and having a good good support system and everything from the city and the communities around. People want to know more about it, and they're like, I'm going to keep a lookout for it. So now everybody knows what it is around town. So
Right on. Did you end up raising some good money for the kids?
yeah, it wasn't bad. We still got a few coming in, but I think it's going to be, it wasn't gangbuster, but I think it's first year is going to be anywhere from 5 to 10 grand. So
That's fantastic, you guys. Thank you.
We need some more competitors there. There wasn't, I think we had 25 or so, or 20 for the doing the overall and the barbecue and stuff like that. I liked his gift boxes. He gave away for everybody that did that. Gave away a Yeti bucket with a Ranger turtle box in there, knives. There was some rubs in there, just all kinds of cool stuff. I mean, it was a really nice gift basket. So.
yeah, there was Magna Chef gloves, dude wipes. There was a lot of amazing people that stepped up, and some of them were sponsors and partners.
Well, I don't know,
but there was a lot of good in kind people that.
I don't know how we snoozed on that, but I hope it doesn't happen again. So let's keep rolling here. Carnivore Carnival really shows what can happen when you bring barbecue folks together for a great cause. But you've also built partnerships that help your flavors reach more people, like the one you've got with BBQ Pro Shop. So let's talk a little bit about that. We'll start with you, Jeff. You've got a great relationship with Matt and Craig and BBQ Pro Shop going on. How did that relationship start, Jeff?
Well, Matt and I go way back with the Wicked Pig days. Matt was always, I could give him a call, send him a purchase order, and boom, 2 or 3 days later, I'd have more Wicked Pig when it was in stock, because that was the hardest thing, was making sure it was back in stock. But that stuff sold off the shelves like crazy. And he let me know one day that they were changing packaging and introduced me to Craig. And I think you guys were in the middle of I think it was a boys' night out that you guys were all hanging out somewhere. And I got a call from them asking if I would help out with their fulfillment end of it. And it was a part of my business that I had started doing a little bit more of. And it really works out really, really well. I'm integrated directly in with their Fair store, which is a really great thing for those people who are looking to find new people to buy their products, and also their Shopify store. So I'm helping them, handle stuff, deliveries to commercial as well as their, their everyday customers. And so every order that is shipped.
I'm sorry, go ahead. I was going to ask what does fulfillment even mean broadly? Like, what's that mean?
It basically means taking product and putting it in a box, whether it's a case, multiple cases, 1 bottle, 2 bottles, that type of thing. Making sure that when your order is placed, it's actually shipped out to you. So fulfilling that order.
I gotcha. So they might buy it through the Aces Wild channel, and then you handle the fulfillment, getting it out to somebody's doorstep.
Yep, absolutely.
That's one thing I can say about BBQ Pro Shop is, when somebody orders it, I get a notification that boom, it's shipped out that day. If it's late in the day, it's definitely out the next morning. So it's good customer service, and it helps us.
So
make our job easy.
Mentioned something, Jeff, called the Fair store, I think. What is that?
Yeah, Fair. It's fair.com, FAIRE, and it's essentially a lot of very relatively small brands, boutique brands, and you can go on there and you can buy just about anything nowadays. And then the order comes in and it goes to a place like myself to fulfill it, or to people's fulfillment houses or whatever it might be. But it's literally what it's called, Fair, and it's all these really great food products mostly that you can go buy, and Aces Wild is available on that. And it's a really great thing. And being in the business myself of waiting for product, it was really important to me to come up with a solution, because it's really difficult, with people in general, because it's a huge part of every barbecue supply store, website, whoever gets this, is the cost of shipping. And if it's not done well and it's not done wisely, it shows up broken. It shows up, the bottles are fragile, sauce is even worse. And so it's one of those things where the customers appreciate it a lot when they open up the box and it's, in good condition and it got there and it's what they wanted and all that good stuff. So it was really an important thing for me to say, this is a great thing I can do to help out, and working with, both Craig and Matt. They've been great also in terms of making sure I have what I need, making it really easy on me. but yeah, it's a really it's been a great partnership, and it's really been fun to watch their brand grow. That's for sure.
It runs very smooth. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
I mean, everything that you do is top notch, from your packaging to your, answering the phone. You're very easy to work for or work with. So, I mean, he not only does he take care of the fair, he takes care of Aces Wild, BBQ.com, and all that. So when you order from there, all the stuff on Amazon goes right through Jeff also. So
Yeah, so the Amazon fulfillment, Jeff, how does that even work? So people go on Amazon, they order a bottle of, let's say, Wicked Pig, and you're on the other end of that making it happen?
Yeah, most of that is actually sent in directly to Amazon, and so it's through Amazon fulfillment. So that's how you get, things show up like within 15 minutes via Amazon, or they magically appear at your door the next day. It's just really a matter of getting
down the street.
Exactly. It's a matter of just getting enough inventory into the system, and most importantly, getting the sales that justify it. So, in all of their products have really started to ramp up on that. Sauces are a little bit more difficult because Amazon's not as nice about delivering sauce as they could be. And so that's something that we just kind of fulfill ourselves usually. But most bottles are pretty robust enough that you can ship stuff out there. So we do a lot of that as well. And helping out brands with that is a really important part too. We're really excited about some of the brands that have trusted us to do that over the years.
Is it challenging to... I'm sorry, go ahead, Ann.
I was going to say, and speaking just as a consumer of a lot of barbecue products and other, products, those details, they obviously really, really matter.
Yeah.
When I get something where the packaging in particular obviously showed somebody, gave, great care, or just even some care, really those details matter. So customers, really, really appreciate that.
We agree. Less phone calls for us too.
Right.
And all that
Win-win.
stuff. Yeah.
I mean, heck,
So,
Jeff was on vacation a couple weeks ago, and he even made sure an order got out for an event out in California. So that
worked out.
Yeah, it did. Thank you.
No problem.
You managed that from the other side of the world in Thailand. But Jeff, on the Amazon side, is it challenging to work with like a behemoth like that, and has it changed over the years?
Yeah, it's definitely changed. It's gotten, and I think too is the customers have gotten a lot, smarter about the fact that you have Amazon standing between you and the seller. So I get a lot of not what I expected refunds. So they buy something and they're like, oh, that wasn't not as it was described. I'm like, oh, all right. So that part of it's a lot more difficult, but yeah, dealing with Amazon in general it's tough. You really can't talk to anyone. And over the years, they've gone from like trying to help figure out your problem to trying to pretend like they don't know what your problem is and that kind of thing. But it's become a necessary evil because, the great percentage of the world likes to shop on Amazon, loves to pay more to shop on Amazon, loves to give money to Amazon, but you do get a different level of service and and that protection and that feel good about it. So it's become just like a way for people to do it. I don't personally think it's great, especially for small business and a lot of small providers, because I just don't think you get the service that you think you're doing, and you're paying a lot of money for stuff that you're not really getting any value for.
Yeah, they're doing to online what Walmart did to Main Street, basically.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not to get all dark on this stuff, let's get to the happy stuff. You got any? You got anybody of any of the three of you got any behind the scenes stories or memories of working together, Jeff and Craig and Matt?
That's memorable. Anything?
What did I say? Memorable?
No, it's all been. I think it's all been good stuff.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah,
well, partnerships.
Just a hiccup, getting it all up and rolling. But if you are a new barbecue company, they're looking for somebody to fulfill your product, Jeff does an amazing job. So
yeah, I imagine that at least takes one thing off your plate that lets you focus on either the marketing aspects or the product development side or your day jobs, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah, I was running to FedEx all the time, doing that, and I mean, it saves all kinds of time. So.
Yeah.
Time, gas, tape, boxes, everything else.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's keep rolling here. Partnerships are obviously at the heart of what you do, but let's get into what all the barbecue fans want to hear about. And that is the flavors that you guys make themselves and how to use them and all that good stuff. So, Ann, why don't you kick this one off?
Yeah, I mean, it is flavor talk. So let's get into some of your awesome flavors. And let's start with Wicked Pig, which was the very first product of yours that Brian and I were using before we really knew you guys. Boom. You got yours, I got mine. So what inspired it? How should people use it?
Oh boy, that's the lemming question. It developed in 2018, 19, when I was running for points and just wanted something to tenderize the steak or anything, more than it already is. So my dad helped me a little bit getting it rolling. And then, it went from there. We sent it over to a place and had it made. Sample, and then it came back and I'm like, wow, it's better than what I even sent them. And we started from there and did a few tests on it, and then it came out in 2020, and then it
So
moved over.
did you develop it with the idea of it being a commercial product, or was it something you were just building for yourself?
I was just going to introduce it to the steak world. I mean, I didn't really think it would go outside the steak world, but it sure has. So
yeah, that's a great point. And actually, I was going to ask, beyond competition steak or even the steak world, what are some other ways that people can use Wicked Pig in kind of everyday situations?
a lot of people there's some people that inject ribs with it. I think we talked about this once, but I can't tell the name of the guy, but he was winning ribs in the South using the Wicked Pig injected in his ribs. There's people that inject their brisket with it. There's people that soak chicken in it. So there's lots of ways that are getting creative.
Sounds like it was originally developed, though, for use in the competition steak cooking world. What specifically were you looking for that product to do? Like, what problem does it solve out in the competition steak world?
The tenderness and the texture, for the main reason of it. So it would take a choice steak and make it a prime steak.
Well, how the heck does it do that? Is there some science going on? Chemistry? Magic? What is it? I can tell you it's really powdery and it comes in this jar. And from there, what do you do from here? Do I shake it on?
We use beef consomme. We don't use water. Beef consomme has gelatin in it. Gelatin suspends the product in the liquid. You're more than welcome to use water or apple juice or whatever you want. It just falls to the bottom of the bag, and you got to constantly be shaking it up or mixing it. Like I said, the gelatin helps it stay suspended in the liquid, and you don't have to shake it up all the time.
You think the folks do injecting ribs are using beef consomme to mix it, or are they doing something else, you think?
No, they're probably using, when you're making an injection, you're just going to mix it up and inject it. You're not soaking it in there in your injections.
Apple juice.
Yeah, apple juice. That's
all right. I'm just trying to shig on behalf of the audience here.
Yeah.
Information
would have a hard time.
Can.
That beef consomme and your rib injection would have a hard time getting through the injector anyway.
Oh yeah, the flavor pack inside there. It's there's a little bit bigger powders in there, and it would hard be going through the needle.
Right.
So you could put it through the grinder a little bit, and that would help that.
So has this product grown beyond use in the competition world?
Oh yeah. I use it at home. I like top sirloin. I make sirloin kebabs, and I soak them for about an hour in that. And it makes them super, super tender, which sirloin doesn't have any fat to it. So stuff that's got a lot of fat, it works really, really quick on. The stuff that doesn't have a lot of fat, you can soak it for a lot longer time. Those little kebabs I make, they're about 1 inch. I soak them for about an hour and 20 minutes in a bag. And
Okay,
they're
I
like,
heard there was a recipe floating around on the internet somewhere for that. What should I
yeah.
Google to find that?
You go to aceswildbbq.com, go to the recipe area, and you can find that kebab recipe right there.
Boom. You
Boom.
got several nice recipes on the website. People should check them out. And those
Yeah,
recipes,
there's a few people this weekend that called asking about Wicked Pig and on their pork products like pork chops and stuff like that for this I don't know, World Food Championship or something like that. That
yeah,
everybody
just a little
seemed to.
thing.
Why wouldn't you?
Just a
There's-
little thing, the World Foods, yeah.
I know Matt got a call. I got 4 or 5 of them from some people doing.
So
support.
what makes the stuff work? Why does it tenderize stuff? How does it tenderize stuff?
It's got a product in there called papain, which is a derivative from pineapple. And just the acid in there helps break down the muscles and the tendons of all that. It just
Okay,
pretty
I
much
gotcha.
it separates all fat from all protein. So when you use it on a steak that's like a ribeye, it will fall apart if you leave it in there too long. But when in our classes that Jeff and Mark and I did, I would put one in there about an hour before class. We'd do the class, and I'd pull that out of there, and it would be all separated. There'd be a piece of fat at the bottom, and all the protein would be hanging up there on the top, and it's not disintegrated. It just separates all fat from all protein. So it just kind of showed what it did, in a bag for 2 hours.
I
Right.
gotcha. So that's
Depending
why
on
you
the
said
protein and how much fat's in the protein, right?
Yep. So like I said, like a sirloin doesn't have any, hardly any fat in between the muscle there. You could soak it for as long as you want to. It will become mushy over
Mhm.
time if you leave it for too long, but
Sure.
you're getting just like that filet mignon tenderness, out of something that's not a filet mignon.
yeah, that actually has flavor in it, like a sirloin. I like
That's
this
why
term.
that's why I like them. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sounds amazing. Let's keep
All right.
going.
Let's keep going. Let's talk about your rubs. We got our friend Porky's Palace, who on our flavor guide we rated a perfectly balanced 3-3-3-3, part of our 2023 essential seasonings collection. High stakes beef rub, part of my beef profile for SCA steak, and maybe Mr. Freak's first place beef rub at the NBBQA 2025 awards.
Might be.
For Queens, part of our 2024 essential seasonings collection at Barbecue Pro Shop, with not just salt, pepper, and garlic, but celery. Oh yeah. So
Yeah, all three of these are absolutely fantastic. It tells me, you guys put something into making these. So let's hear about it. How did you come up with these three?
The pork is Craig's. I'll let him talk about that.
All right, take it away, Craig.
Yeah, like I said earlier, Porky's Palace has been around for almost 25 years. Back in the day, Old World manufactured it for me under Ultimate Tailgate, and for years and years and years. And I just pushed it in a few grocery stores and just small shops and friends and stuff like that. And then, but it's got that paprika, which, everybody loves. Got to put that on steaks, according to some people. And then you get, it's got some cinnamon and brown sugar. It caramelizes good. It's just an all-around good flavor. And
that color.
and the color is amazing.
Mhm.
And
So
it's always been a favorite.
Was it developed for pork at all, or is that just the name?
No, it was developed for pork.
Yeah, it definitely works on other stuff too, though.
Yeah,
and we
shines
found
on
that
pork.
anything
I like
with that perfect balance, you can pretty much use it on anything, and depending on how your cooking method, it will work.
It shines on pork.
Shrimp and salmon, it's amazing on salmon.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Put it on chicken.
Nice.
I think in our flavor guide, we rated the perfectly balanced 3-3-3-3. We also offer up awesome on. So what are some amazing, protein selections? Pork, chicken, seafood is what we had to say, Mr.
What
Freak
we
and I.
tagged on that one.
Yep.
Well, how about the Four Queens? That one came out just a little bit later, I think, than Porky's Palace. Is that right?
Yeah, it was actually in the works. I worked on that for 2 years, and then it seems like when we changed co-packers, it got better. I don't know if it's just the different ingredients and stuff from Old World to International Spice and so forth, but it just brought it a whole new level, because I know I'd use that for like a year on my steaks, and was winning with it. And I was making it at home and trying it and stuff, and it was hitting.
Yeah.
And then when we finally started bottling it with International Spice, it's something about their ingredients just gave it a whole nother level. And it's a great all-purpose.
So High Stakes Beef Rub and Four Queens, are those both intentionally developed and aimed at competition type folks, or more broadly than that?
Just all around, for the backyard and competition. I mean, when you make something, you want everybody to use it. So, I mean, it was geared for both. I mean, you don't want to put out something that, the competition world ain't going to use, and the backyard people. I mean, you want everybody to use it. So.
Yeah, I mean, seasonings are seasonings. I think at the end of the day, a lot of it's about marketing strategy, who you're trying to sell it to, who you're trying to attract, and how you go about it. But at the end of the day, they're all just seasonings in a jar, and you guys happen to have some that are really, really nice. Celery in the Four Queens, how'd that come to be?
Yeah,
is that like something you stumbled upon, or an ingredient you've always liked, or what?
It's something I've always liked, and I just started playing with it one day. The white pepper, and there's a few other ingredients in there that would probably surprise some people. And but yeah, and I added the celery to it, and it really did give it a jump start.
All right, put those competition steaks aside. What's a good way for me to use the Four Queens at home out of my spice cabinet? What do you like to use it on, y'all?
Everything.
I know.
Vegetables, chicken noodle soup.
That's what I just put it on Sunday.
It'll turn your chicken noodle soup, and your grandma will hate you.
Well, speaking of chicken, we're grilling some chicken after this flavor talk, and we hadn't yet picked any seasonings, and it is always an effort to pick a seasonings because we have flavor guides for over 425 of them. So, but I think we just made some decisions. I definitely want some Four Queens.
Add a little salt to it, and you'll be golden on those if you're doing thighs or wings or whatever.
Yeah,
I just tasted some. I don't know. I don't think we need salt. Aaron and I are trying to cut back. We get an awful lot.
We do. But
how about you, Jeff? What are some of the Aces Wild best sellers for you? You mentioned OG Wicked Pig back in the day was gangbusters when everybody had to have it, and I guess they still.
Wicked Pig is a solid mover. Porky's Palace is probably the second. Four Queens, and I'll tell you, at our house, my son is. I mean, every time I make pork chops, I'm using something new that I've gotten in or whatever it might be. Yeah. And the hands down winner from him has been Four Queens with Porky's on top. And now that I'm throwing in the sauces, he's looking at me like, "What, are you kidding me?" So those are combining those, and I would say combine those on your chicken too, because that Porky's is really something that's special taste wise. But yeah, and I think the dark horse is really High Stakes Beef Rub. That's the one. And I personally think that one is really impressive. It's got a lot going on.
Great on pork chops too.
Yeah, the savory.
Somebody else told me that. Yeah.
Pretty good too. Yeah.
Great on pork chops. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. You got any sleeper uses for the high stake beef, guys? Matt, Craig?
Man, it's just the Four Queens and the beef rub. I mean, it's a killer combo.
I mean, I tell people when they ask what I'm using on steak, and I mean, I've been pretty fortunate to be consistent the past few years, and in 22 and 23, I mean, I won I don't know how many, and I told them, I go, double butter garlic. We already mentioned that as one of my favorite. High steaks, 4 queens. That's all you need.
That's what Alan Smith says so too. He says 4 queens and white lightning double garlic butter make a great slaw. How you know your barbecue when you can see WLDGB, just know what that is. You don't even have to think about it. It just that's white lightning.
You know.
Yeah. White lightning, baby.
Alan used the 4 queens.
That's awesome.
And we got back when I was running points, me and him, he kind of had a little slump, and we got him back on track, and he was like, holy cow. He goes, this stuff's good.
If you really want to get nuts, you take the Porky's Palace and mix it 50-50 with Texas Tornado. And thank me later on that one.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking for. We're looking to Shig here. Yeah, tell us some BFF combos like that.
Write that down, Brian.
That combo right there you will be surprised.
Yeah,
that's
we come across that at Memphis in May last year.
And
we were like, all right.
All right. All right. As soon as you said that, I'm like, all right. I love these rubs that play nice together with each other. That's so cool.
Yeah, and as much testing as Ann and I do, and it's insane the amount of rub testing that we do, we only get to scratch the surface when it comes to, okay, now let's put A and B together and see what's happening. We've been teaching these rib classes lately, which has been a great opportunity to do that because we've got students who are doing it on our behalf or on their behalf, really. They're picking and choosing what things they want to stack together and see how they work. Sometimes we get to try them, and it's just, that's really where it's at for me anymore. Is just what can I put together to achieve something that's just completely off the hook.
I was getting ready to mention. I'm like, we play well with the white lightning boys.
Yeah, apparently in real life and out of the bottle as well, right?
That's right. That's right.
Well, let's talk about those sauces and glazes before we move on, because those I have not got to try. So you guys are going to have to tell me what they're all about and what's lit up.
Spicy.
Lit up.
Okay.
It's not stupid spicy, but it's got a nice kick to it, and it's good stuff.
So these are what if you had to pin them down to a region, what region are these? Like Kansas City style sauces, or what do you got here?
It's a Kansas City Southern. I mean, it's got some vinegar in it. It's a tomato base and vinegar, so it can go both ways.
I got you. I see.
It's been entered in both vinegar and tomato base, and it's hit in both. And it's in just like the Porky's Palace. It has a sexy color to it.
Sexy color.
And sets up very nice.
Yeah, as a glaze, it's really beautiful.
Right on.
And where did the first one? Because I know that you added the second one because it's more spicy and that type of thing. But what was sort of the history behind the first sauce?
Go ahead, Craig.
I told Matt, I go, we need to do some sauces. I've done a sauce before when I had Porky's Palace and Ultimate Tailgate. So I kind of started with that same flavor profile, and it was kind of more of a traditional Kansas City thicker sauce, and I wanted something a little bit thinner because I think that's where that's where kind of the barbecue sauce world's going right now. Something that's more just across the board. And I went down to Ozark Mountain Packaging and we started playing with it, and Tom Clark just nailed it. And so I spent 3 or 4 days down there back and forth throughout the month, and we finally came up with it and nailed it. So
So you've been around this competition barbecue thing
I brought
for
it to
a lot
American
longer
Royal
than
Jugs, and Matt was like, "Go ahead."
sounds like we're getting the lag again.
Little bit lag.
Sorry about that, Craig.
Oh.
But at any rate, you've been around this competition barbecue
Yep.
thing a lot longer than Ann and I have. And I'm just testing an assumption with you here. When we first got into it, it feels like we were kind of right at this tipping point between an era in which a lot of people were making their own rubs, making their own sauces to compete with, and, you know, having their own secret stuff, to now I feel like there's a whole lot less of that and a lot more people using commercial things and then just putting them together in different ways. But what do you think? You were there for the beginning, middle, and end of that whole 25-year time frame.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks, we've got audio problems, I think, with Craig.
Breaking
That
up.
question may be
Yeah.
getting to him very slowly. But hey, that's our sign that it's time to wrap up. And Matt, you can help us close out if Craig's having audio issues here. So tell us what's next for Ace's Wild Barbecue. Anything new on the horizon for next year?
We got some tricks up our sleeve. So, you know, I think Craig's been working on a few things. I know one thing that he's been working on, but we won't say. But it's going to be good.
Leaving us hanging. All
Yeah.
right.
And
Cool.
then
All right.
I'll be at the American Royal here in a few weeks. Craig will be at Hondo, Texas. And then after that will be the Shed and the Worlds in May or March.
Coming up.
Worlds in March. Well, we'll definitely see you at that one. Good luck with all of those endeavors and hope to see you at the top of the list. Where can folks find your products and follow your journey? What's your socials, website, and all that good stuff?
aceswildbbq.com. You can get on there and order the rubs and sauces through there. And social media is Ace's Wild Barbecue. You can find us there, ask questions, follow us on that.
Yeah, and don't forget to don't snooze on that sirloin kebab recipe. I should definitely look that one up. What about the Carnivore Carnival? How do we find that if we want to be on the list for next year?
Craig, you there?
You can go to carnivorecarnival.org.
Right on. Well, we will definitely check it out. Matt, Craig, thank you so much for hanging out
Thank
with us
you.
tonight and sharing everything going on at Ace's Wild Barbecue. Be sure, everyone listening, to check out the full line of their stuff at Barbecue Pro Shop and with our flavor guides. Anything else you want to say before we sign off, guys?
Thank you very much for having us.
Oh, it's great to have you on.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks
All
for
right,
having us, guys.
everybody.
And
Awesome.
appreciate
We are
it.
gonna-
And look forward to seeing you all soon.
Yeah. See you guys soon.
And hey, thanks everyone in the audience for joining us tonight. We'll see you in just a few weeks for our last flavor guide of the year, where we are going to roll out the 2025 essential seasonings list. We can't wait to see you there. Catch you later at Flavor Talk.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you.